most people are going to waste their 2026 vacation days on the wrong countries. They'll book the same tired tourist traps they saw on Instagram 3 years ago. But the world has changed while you were busy scrolling. Global shifts in climate, new visa regulations, and massive infrastructure projects have completely flipped the travel map. If you don't want to be the person who spent $5,000 just to stand in a 2-hour line for a mediocre photo, pay attention. The travel landscape in 2026 isn't about where you go, it's about when you get there and what you know that others don't. We're counting down the top 7 countries that are actually worth your time and money in 2026. And wait until you see number 1. It's a place you think you know, but you've been looking at it all wrong. Number 7. New Zealand. On Forget the Lord of the Rings tours. That's 2004 energy and the crowds are suffocating. In 2026, New Zealand is the ultimate king of the coolcation trend. As global temperatures continue to rise, the Southern Alps offer a sanctuary of crisp, alpine air and glacial purity. But here's the shocker most people miss. The ground beneath your feet is actually a lost continent. 94% of the continent of Zealandia is submerged under the Pacific, and you're standing on its highest, most dramatic peaks. Pro tip for 2026: skip the overpriced chaos of Queenstown. Instead, head straight for the Catlins on the southern tip of the South Island. It's rugged, it's empty, and it's 40% cheaper than the major tourist hubs. Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff at Nugget Point with nothing but the Southern Ocean between you and Antarctica. You'll see rare yellow-eyed penguins and fur seals without a single selfie stick in your line of sight. Budget hint: New Zealand isn't cheap, and you'll need about $150 a day. But here is the game changer. Rent a self-contained camper van. It cuts your housing and transport costs in half and gives you the freedom to wake up on the shores of Lake Tekapo as the sun hits the turquoise water. The 2026 infrastructure update also means more EV charging stations in remote areas, making an electric road trip finally viable. It's the ultimate escape for anyone feeling trapped by the 9-to-5 grind. Number 6. Indonesia. And no, we aren't just talking about the crowded, influencer-heavy beach clubs in Bali. In 2026, the smart money is moving east to Sulawesi. Have you ever heard of the Beta Valley? It's home to massive 2,000-year-old stone megaliths that look like they were dropped there by an ancient alien civilization. While the rest of the world is fighting for a spot on a beach, you'll be trekking through remote villages where life hasn't changed in centuries. The local culture here is a fascinating mix of ancient traditions and warm hospitality. Most tourists never leave their resorts in the south, which means you get an entire forgotten history all to yourself. The value here is absolutely insane. You can rent a private, traditional-style villa with a panoramic jungle view for the price of a budget motel in the United States. $40 a day will make you feel like royalty, uncovering your meals, a local guide, and high-end coffee. But be warned, the roads are an adventure in themselves. In 2026, a new domestic flight network makes reaching these remote islands easier than ever, but it still feels like a true frontier. It's the status upgrade you didn't even know you could afford, offering stories that no one else in your circle will have. Number 5. France. 2026 is the year of the hobby-led holiday in France. The world is tired of passive sightseeing. People want to create. Don't just stand under the Eiffel Tower like a cliché. Learn to bake the perfect croissant at a Michelin star workshop in the Marais. But the real secret of France isn't on the cobblestone streets. It's hundreds of feet below them. Check out the Aubigny Quarry in Burgundy. This massive underground labyrinth provided the limestone used to build the Louvre and the Paris Opera House. It's cold, dark, perfectly eerie, and almost entirely empty of tourists. It feels like stepping into a medieval cathedral carved into the earth. Warning: France is getting more expensive every year. You'll need to budget at least $220 a day if you're staying in Paris or the Riviera. But here's the 2026 hack. Use the expanded high-speed rail network to stay in Brittany, specifically the town of Quimper. It's a hidden gem with half the price tag and 10 times the charm of the capital. You'll get world-class seafood, rugged coastal views, and a sense of history that feels much more authentic. French culture in 2026 is shifting back to its roots. slow food, local crafts, and a fierce pride in its rural landscapes. If you want the Emily in Paris dream, go to Paris. If you want to actually feel France, go to the coast. Number 4. Canada. Everyone goes to Banff, which is why Banff is now basically a high-priced theme park with a mountain backdrop. In 2026, if you want real, heart-pounding freedom, you need to go deep into the Great Bear Rainforest in British Columbia. This is one of the last truly wild places on Earth. It's the only place on the planet where you can find the spirit bear, a rare, white black bear that is sacred to the First Nations people. Finding one is like winning the biological lottery. This is the ultimate status move for 2026 travel. Sharing a photo of a spirit bear is the new way to brag, replacing the tired "I climbed Everest" story. On travel tip, 2026 is the year to head north because the Canadian wilderness is actually getting more accessible due to new sustainable lodges. The exchange rate is currently very favorable for U.S. travelers, making the luxury of the wilderness surprisingly attainable. Expect to spend about $180 a day for a mid-range trip? But the clarity of that mountain air, the silence of the old-growth forest, and the sight of a humpback whale breaching in a misty fjord? That is priceless. It's a sanctuary for your mental health in an increasingly noisy world. Number 3. Thailand. This isn't just about 50-cent beers and neon-lit bucket drinks anymore. By 2026, Thailand has solidified its position as the world headquarters for digital nomads and wellness seekers. But forget the southern islands for a moment. The north is where the real magic is hidden. Head to the Bua Tong Sticky Waterfalls near Chiang Mai. Because of unique mineral deposits, the rocks have so much grip that you can literally walk up the rushing water like Spider-Man. It's a natural glitch in the matrix that feels completely impossible until you try it. Pricing hint. Thailand remains one of the best value-for-money destinations on Earth. You can live like a king on $50 a day, eating world-class street food and staying in boutique guest houses. If you've been looking for an excuse to quit your job, sell your car, and travel for a year, this is your sign. The 2026 infrastructure includes high-speed 6G coverage even in the mountain villages, making it perfect for remote work. The energy here is addictive, blending ancient spiritualism with a fast-paced, modern hustle. You've been warned. Once you spend a month in northern Thailand, you might never want to go home. Number 2. Italy. 2026 is a massive, historic year for Italy because they are hosting the Winter Olympics in Milan and Cortina. The northern regions are going to be electric, but they will also be incredibly crowded and overpriced. Want the true pro move? Go south to the Gulf of Naples, but don't stay on the land. Go under the water to the submerged city of Baiae. Think of it as the Las Vegas of the Roman Empire, where the ultra-wealthy built their villas before the volcanic ground sank into the sea. In 2026, new guided dive and snorkel tours use augmented reality masks to show you what the villas looked like 2,000 years ago while you swim over the actual mosaics. Or it's haunting, it's beautiful, and it's way more immersive than the Colosseum. 2026 tip. Visit in the shoulder season, like May or late September. You'll save 30% on hotels and actually be able to walk through the streets without being elbowed by a tour group. Italy doesn't just show you history, it makes you feel like you are part of a living, breathing masterpiece. Whether it's the perfect carbonara in a hidden alley or the sunset over the Amalfi Coast, Italy fills a hole in your soul you didn't know you had. Number 1. Japan. Japan is always on these lists, but Japan in 2026 is a completely different animal. The golden route of Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto is at a breaking point with over-tourism. The Japanese government is actively pushing travelers to the diamond route and remote regions. The real 2026 experience is the Kumano-Koto pilgrimage on the Kii Peninsula. This is a hidden network of sacred trails that have been walked by emperors and samurai for over 1,000 years. It's one of only 2 pilgrimage routes in the world with UNESCO World Heritage status. You'll hike through ancient cedar forests, soak in natural hot springs in the middle of a river, and stay in traditional ryokans, where the service is flawless. It's the perfect fusion of ancient soul and futuristic convenience. Value tip. Even with Japan's popularity, the yen remains incredibly weak against the dollar. You can get a high-end 10-course kaiseki meal, a culinary experience that would cost $500 in London, for the price of a standard steakhouse dinner in New York City. Japan in 2026 is a dimension shift, where everything is designed with such precision and respect that coming home feels like your own city is running on old, buggy software. It's the most transformative travel experience on this list, and it's the one that will stay with you long after you've unpacked your bags. So, which one are you booking first? The underwater ruins of Italy, the silent forests of Canada, or the sacred trails of Japan? The world is opening up in 2026, but only for those who know where to look. Drop your 2026 travel goal in the comments below. Tell me your budget and your vibe. I'm going to be responding to the best comments with a custom travel hack or a hidden hotel recommendation. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Otherwise, you'll probably end up stuck in a tourist trap while everyone else is having the adventure of a lifetime. Keep exploring, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.